G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied bear arm with 40% faster swing speed and 90% reduced weight, major and minor legendary effects respectively. So the bear arm is quite an interesting weapon because although it does less damage than its other unarmed counterparts, the rarity of it makes it novel to the community, and people actually do go out of their way to find something like this. And here's my question, why would you? Just note the damage for a second. We're sitting at 210, which, you know, isn't too bad for a weapon like this. Obviously, that is going to get a lot higher as we get ourselves perked up and also under the Nerd Rage threshold. But check out this Power Fist. This is doing 241, and yeah, this thing has the puncturing thing on it without damaging it. So, you know, there's an option. But if you're wondering what a Power Fist does with stock parts, we're out damaging it with stock parts here. This is also lighter. This thing has the 90% reduced weight, but this thing doesn't, and it has the same weight. So this thing is actually quite heavy. Luckily, the 90% reduced weight sort of remedies that a little bit, but this thing is rather heavy. So the power to weight ratio here, although it's not really a factor that I consider for most things, strength build's not really that terribly important to have a super light weapon, but that could get in the way of having some fun. And if you go over to the unstoppable monster, it is out damaging it by a decent amount of damage, and that margin will only get further out as we increase the damage of this thing. So kind of overrated, I think. This thing has all got kind of the novelty value is pushing it to be as sought out after as it is, I guess. It's not very good otherwise, but we'll give it a run anyway. We'll see how we go. It'll probably be fun anyway because unarmed stealth play builds are good. So I've got Iron Fist. I don't have any perks in Bandolier 2 to hold back any of the defensive perks that I grab on, so obviously Martial Artist to make the thing swing faster, Incisor for more armor penetration, synergizes well with the puncturing stuff on it, which is just like the steel rebar coming out of the thing's mouth, which looks kind of cool, I guess. Blocker for a defensive perk as well as Barbarian. Blocker is going to take the brunt of most damage, but Barbarian is good. People think that's overrated. They are wrong. That's a lot of damage resistance just for 3 points of strength when I really wouldn't be using them anywhere else. Got 1 point in Concentrated Fire to monitor the status of limbs if you're going to use Enforcer to bring down something like a Scorch Beast. And I'm not going to explain too much more of this. I've got Ninja, Enforcer, Sneak, so, I'm ready to whip out a shotgun and cripple a few limbs if need be. Obviously, Sneak and Ninja are good for sitting there and Sneak critting and doing 3 times damage is normal. Obviously, Nerd Rage and all of the associated perks will be added onto the damage as is. And 274, and just to show you the stock, Power Fist is out damaging it. Still, no surprise. Alright, so Becca's dressed up like a gladiator. I feel like this works for a weapon like this. We're going to be in people's faces, getting covered in blood. There is my strength, obviously under Nerd Rage now, doing 15-16 damage. Let's compare that to, again, the stock Power Fist, and we are getting this thing's slightly edging out further. An unstoppable monster is wiping the floor with it. Alrighty, so here we are at the Metallica Saint Anger recording studio, and all unyielding stuff. I'll quickly scroll through it. Pause if you want to actually read them, and I've got Twisted Muscles and the other one, the Talons, for the unarmed thing. So, this one is spec'd right for doing the maximum amount of damage besides some dumb perks like Revenant. Look, I'm not going to kill myself for an extra 50% damage. It's kind of not worth it in this particular situation, but as you can tell, we're doing pretty well so far. And playing in third person is advantageous when you're using this weapon because it kind of takes up a lot of screen space. It isn't exactly the Institute rifle of unarmed weapons, but it's getting there. It's very in your face. If we compare it to a Power Fist, it's not nearly as much. So you've just got a giant club on the end of your hand that you poke people with, and it's spitting out some steel rebar. It looks kind of cool, I guess, but big swing, no ding. I could be hitting harder with Power Fists or Deathclaw Gauntlets right now, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. 2067 damage. It'd be cool if it was, what, 2076? Would that make sense for this game? Okay, the time for stealthing is over, and I'm going to run up and punch these guys. That guy's got a minigun. He decided not to shoot at me, which is a pretty good thing. Time for talking is over. I want to quote Frank Horrigan there. What a cool dude. They built him up really well in Fallout 2. He's just kind of there around. You see him rip apart a Deathclaw with his bare hands. He's like, yeah, guess what? You're going to have to fight that at the end of the game. And then you can cheapen the experience by just sticking the turrets onto him, which, you know, you can kill him without it, but it's damn hard not to. Anyways, I'm going inside. Enough talking about Fallout 2. Alright, let's see how long I can charge around like a mad woman or non-gendered pronoun. Don't want to offend all the fucking... I'm not going to say snowflakes because that's what boomers say, but I'm going to stay PC here because YouTube might be watching me after last video where I was running around in game and I was naked, and that can't happen. That's very bad. And actually the video is still monetized. Yeah, some people say that like they show like a naked vanilla body for like 2 seconds and that's them gone, but I guess I slip under the radar because I can get away with kind of shit like that. I can go off my head and say fuck, shit, piss, cunt, everything, and then, you know, I've still got the green symbol, which, you know, someone will probably pick up on that soon enough and say, shit, this guy's vulgar, we don't want him. That's a cool meat hook. We'll be underleveled though. Let me just check that out. Oh, it's not. It's a really good meat hook, actually. Yeah, nice. It's not every day where I get a decent drop like that, but today is that day. So, running around like a mad person is pretty cool. And I like how... Okay, I don't know what happened there, but I survived. But I like how when you run around with this thing in third person, the swinging is just kind of... It's more measured, but if you decide to... Oh, he blocked that, the bastard thing. Yeah, if you run around in third person, it just swings around like it weighs nothing. It's really quite silly. Look at that. So basically, with all of my tanky perks, this is like, it's a piece of piss. I can kill everything before they shoot me too much. I've got serendipity to have my back if I do run into a situation where I'm being shot, but I'm basically, there you go. That was the only occasion where I've been shot too many times. And I've got radworms. That's not good, but we're going to the tools next, and that's where the thing is. So that's no concern. All right, so this time we've got to use a bit more cover, or rather, what we can do is just run up to the super mutants and force them to do their little pimp slap animation, because, you know, whilst they're winding up to do that, you know, they're completely vulnerable. A lot of the enemies in this game are courteous enough to... Ooh, shit. I might die here. No, we're fine. Yeah, a lot of the enemies in this game are courteous enough to say, hey, look, I'm going to attack you. You better do something about me. Either move back or attack me first. Unlike bears. Bears just get on top of you and fuck you until you're dead. So it's not very good. They're the only unsporting things there are in the game. You know, that might not be a terrible weapon for, you know, blasting the queen with. I still haven't tested my, limb damage variant. I tested a fire rate variant of the bloodied, what's it called, plasma gun, and I wasn't particularly thrilled with it. I didn't think it'd do alright, but, you know, if the limb damage phenomenon procs up on the bloodied plasma thrower, I feel like it'd be super strong. But that is a video for another day, and we're done here. Cool legendary drops. He lied. Alright, same thing is going on with the tools. This thing's got a little bit of blood on it, but I want to make it completely red by the time we're done here. Die, Radroach. I'm going to cover it in Radroach guts as well. So, I think there's a good place to actually stand when you're fighting all of the tools like this. Obviously, being sucker punched 3 times isn't going to help me, but apparently this table is the way to go. And I've observed this before, so we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, for some reason they're really standoffish. They don't want to come in, which is good for pushing the advantage on things that are a little bit tougher than usual. I gave him a power attack just to, you know, just to let him know that I didn't like him. So, things are going pretty well so far. I haven't totally gotten killed yet. That was some cheeky headshots. Yeah, something weird about the melee weapons in this game, and yeah, I did hear the door open behind me, so I legged it down here. But yeah, something weird about melee weapons in this game is that whilst you can be pointing up, I feel like that the angle of where you're attacking, at least in third person, it doesn't change all that much, so you can end up having these weird headshots where you're kind of not really pointing to them at all. Apparently that was enough to get the headshot, so we'll try to keep the mouse if there's any of them left on the same track. No, there isn't, but a punch this bust totally showed him. One last one. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and punch one in the back of the head. Now, to do that, you kind of need to be jumping over him and then get him there. I missed. You know what? That was close enough. Alright, things might start getting a little bit more serious here. It depends on whether I can get the drop on old mate. Okay, that was easy. He didn't even notice me just sprinting past him. You can tell that these crabs are smart. And apparently that headshot was only worth 614, so obviously I hit him in the shell. Big swing, no ding on that first strike, but he managed to not see me whilst I was redressing that attack. Maybe I don't have as much range as I thought. Don't know. I'm gonna throw a grenade. We'll get the queen out. I'm gonna punch her in the face. Come here. Bam. That was a headshot too, because the numbers went yellow. Nice. Ooh, looks like we've picked up Snellies here. Now I've got to take extra precaution to stay the hell away from the rad barrels here, because I haven't done any right away yet, and we'll see how we can do. I'm dead. I'm basically one strike, so we're playing one hit wonder at the moment. So yeah, I'm trained. I'm battle hardened. I've played a whole game of Fallout 4 like this. Apparently I was stopped by that though, because fun. I kind of wish they'd address some of the controls in this game, or the player controlled handling, because sometimes you're walking and you just get stuck, like you just saw there. I got stuck for no particular reason on just a little bit of terrain, so you know, in real life you just kind of step over it really easy, but that's just stopped me in my tracks. I may as well be just sprinting into a brick wall right now. I don't know if they could address this in the future, but if they were to, you know, give us the players an ability just to, you know, hop over things. And you can see this really clearly when you're in a big pile of rubble down near that area. There's nothing in here, but down near this side of the map over here-ish, where there's lots of rubble around from the big dam flood kind of thing, you get stuck on little bits of wood sticking up on the ground. It's not very fun. Also, I missed one, so prepare to die, Belle. I guess here's a thing you could do with the bear arm. Say you wanted to roleplay your character as being a schizophrenic person, and they've got this weapon and they talk to it, kind of like how the super mutant, the Nightkin, actually, that's the wrong word. The Nightkin at the, what's it called? The place where you can launch the ghouls into space. Was it Rapco test site or something like that? Yeah, you could have your character talk to it and say, don't call it Antler, call it, I don't know, fucking Barry. Barry the bear arm, that works. And then you can say, I didn't do it, it was Barry's fault. Anyway, so Barry over here desperately wants to eat the Scorch Beast ass, so if I could just get him to bait his attack, okay, that's good. I can run around and punch him in the bum. Haha! Okay, enough fucking around. There we go. Hunter's Assaultron head. You know what? I don't think I'll be doing that. Back into caution, and I'm just about to die again, so that's fun. I just gotta keep away of rads. I've got a dense torso piece because Barbara actually dropped that for me the other day, actually. It was pretty good. And then I got shotgun. That's fine. Anyways, like I said before, I've got Enforcer at the ready whenever I want to drop something to the ground and annoy them. And I just gotta deal with these turds again. Excuse me, who punched me? Oh, you did. That was the one with the shotgun, so it's a fair assumption that he was the one that killed me before. Oh shit! A rat! Come here. Whoop your ass, rat. There we go. Where'd the other one go? Oh, you can't get away from me. There you are. Anyways, the Scorch Beast is on the ground, we're at full adrenaline, so... Bam! Beat you to the punch, mate. That's what you get for telegraphing your attacks. Haha. Anyways, so we'll clean up the rest of these assholes. We see if we can't bait that other Scorch Beast outside of the ground. If I am, I'm just going to boop him on the noggin and see if Barry is going to kill him in one headbutt. It's probably going to happen, to be honest. Do a power attack just to, you know, seal the deal. I summon a Scorch Beast. Yes, this is what you want to see. Bam. Oh, he survived it. I mean, not very long. Oh no, I got a prime minigun barrel out of that. Even better. Anyway, so there you have it. That was the bear arm. Barry did pretty well. I feel like he's been fed of all things. Super mutants, tools, super mutants again, and then Snellies, more FEV nonsense. Yeah, so he's got a full stomach right now. 2182 damage, that's at 10% adrenaline. But again, look at that, 2500 for the that, and that's just shifted down once again, so to give you a better thing. So 233 more damage out of Unstoppable Monster, and you get the extra power attack damage, which is, you know, incredibly powerful. So in terms of a performance weapon, you can do so much better, but in terms of a novelty weapon you can fuck around with, then yeah, you can't go too much worse than this, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it's a decent weapon all things considered, but not for me. Thank you very much for watching, guys.